was sound asleep when the relentless buzz of my alarm shattered the tranquility of my dreams. 5 more minutes, please, I muttered, my voice heavy with the weight of fatigue. But 10 minutes later, the alarm rang again, dragging me from my slumber. With a reluctant sigh, I turned it off and tiredly said some few words of prayers. Stepping onto my balcony, the morning sun wrapped me in a warm embrace, a stark contrast to the chaos of my memories. I took a deep breath, relishing the crisp air as I thought of the day ahead. Hi, I'm Alice. I'm a writer, a data analyst, and the proud owner of a brand of female footwear. My journey to success has been paved with challenges and triumphs, and today I want to share that story with you. But before I dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your thoughts mean the world to me. Life is beautiful now, filled with joy, abundance, and health. But 10 years ago, my world was a different place. Let me introduce you to the Alice of before. I was a teen in a shabby neighborhood, bursting with excitement as I raced alongside my brother and his friend Shadrach. We were hurrying to the river, eager to catch seafood for our family's dinner. "Just wait until you taste my fisherman's soup," I declared, grinning as we navigated the rusty streets, lined with abandoned minibuses and crumbling homes.
"I'll catch the biggest crab for you,"
Shadrach teased, and I laughed, a melody of innocence and hope. I had always been handy, my fingers skilled at creating beauty from the mundane. Beads, knits, and even shoes. My creativity knew no bounds. I dreamed of becoming an architect, a dream that both thrilled and terrified me, for no one in my family had ever ventured beyond high school. Myself and family gathered around a large bowl of fisherman's soup and starch later that evening, with laughter and joy filling our modest home.
"Alice, you'll be living with your aunt. She promised to sponsor your education."
My mother announced, her eyes gleaming with hope.
"Which aunt?"
My older sister Grace exclaimed, her excitement infectious.
"She wants to adopt you as hers. She promised to love you as her child."
My mother added, joy erupted in the room. I felt a mix of elation and trepidation, my heart racing with possibilities. I began to hope in the possibility of my dream of being an architect becoming a reality. I couldn't wait to move in with my aunt. I was expecting a better life, so I lived each day to the day my aunt would come for me with excitement, dreaming of a better world for myself and family as a graduate. Finally, the long-awaited day came. As I hugged my family goodbye, uncertainty loomed in my chest, but my mother's reassurances soothed my worries. I climbed into my Aunt Maureen's car, ready to embrace my new life. Desmond hurried through his morning routine. He picked up his backpack ready to leave for work, and then quickly muttered a few words of prayers.
"Hello, Father. Please direct my path today, as always, and help me continually spread your love so much that it becomes contagious. Let your word in me become flesh, that the world begin to see your glory through me, just like John 1:14. Thank you for blessing me with today's benefit. In Jesus' name."
He is a fashion designer at the Vogue Fashion House. On getting to work, Desmond came across the manager of Vogue.
They both conversed a bit and
Parted ways to continue their day. Aunt Maureen is a striking, wealthy widow with no child. She owns a fashion brand, Marine Stitches, that operate in the same compound right behind her house. And I thought I was stepping into a fairy tale, destined to be treated like a daughter. But my dreams quickly crumbled as I arrived at the duplex that would become my prison. I was surprised as I stared at the huge building before me. It was so massive my imaginations didn't do justice to this architectural structure that stood right in front of my eyes. I was warmly welcomed by Alfred, my aunt's late husband's nephew. He showed me to my room while my lips stayed wide apart due to the amazing sight of the beautiful interior of the duplex. What I thought would be luxury turned into servitude. The special treatment ended the next day I arrived. My primary duty was to clean the house, but I gradually began to pick up all other chores in the house. From luring he gardens to doing despicable task of washing her delicate and even flushing after her. I did it all, yet I would be reprimanded, emotionally abused and, few times, physically abused. My room, a storage space crammed with forgotten relics, was my only sanctuary. The warm embrace of my dreams faded as I was buried under a mountain of tasks.
One evening, exhausted and disheartened, I worked late into the night. As the hours slipped by, while trying to rest for the night, a sharp, continuous pain gripped my abdomen, robbing me of sleep and peace. The following morning, while attempting to boil water for a bath, my aunt stormed into the kitchen, her voice in a whip of fury. "How dare you heat up water for your bath with my electricity?" she screeched, belittling me with every word. My heart sank further as I tried to explain, only to be met with scorn. Rita, my only confidant, friend and source of strength in the house, a seamstress at Maureen Stitches, found me looking sad. After explaining the whole episode with my aunt that morning to her, she consoled me and advised I visit the clinic. With each passing day, my spirit withered. Aunt Maureen's cruel words gnawed at my self-worth, driving me into a shadow of despair. I found myself in the unending cycle of serving, my dreams fading like echoes in the night. I felt trapped and invisible, lost in a labyrinth of chores and reprimands, as the promise of education consoled me. I gradually gave in to anxiety. Back home, my parents beamed with pride, sharing tales of my academic aspirations to anyone who cared enough to ask or listen. "Alice is going to the university," they would declare, while I lay in silence, shackled by my aunt's oppressive reign. A year slipped away without a mention of school, and my heart raced with worries. My parents' constant calls didn't make it any less. After a long call with my mum one Sunday afternoon, I summoned every ounce of courage I had left, putting the advice my mother gave into practice. I approached my aunt that evening. "Aunt Maureen," I began, my voice trembling. "Jam forms will be released soon. I will like to prepare for the exam." She scoffed.
"Your peers are seeking rich husbands while you talk of school? Don't talk to me of this matter again," she said,
dismissing my dreams.
"My window curtains are due for a change. See to that now,"
she ordered, and I, shaking, out of fear, horridly went to do as she ordered. As the endless chores and silent emotional suffering continued, the abdominal pains became more frequent and unbearable. I had to visit a clinic. Noticing my aunt's indifference towards my health, I called my older brother to help me with some money to visit the clinic. At the hospital, the lab technician handed me my test results, the weight of uncertainty hanging over me like a storm cloud. As I walked back home, lost in my thought, my heart raced with fear and confusion. Where did this come from? All I see is darkness, both when my eyes are opened and closed. Would I ever escape this cycle of despair?